Hi, my name is Amy Sands Williamson, and I am a first grade teacher at Tanglewood Elementary School. This video is meant to give you an introduction to the major grade level focus, the standards of mathematical practice, a better understanding of the curriculum and how students will progress through the lessons, and tools they will use to master each skill. In our Eureka Math Squared curriculum, the Level 1 focus is units of 10, where students learn to compose or decompose units of 10 as a benchmark number. As stated by the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction, there are 8 standards of mathematical practice that are focused on in first grade. 1. Make sense of problems and persevere in solving them. 2. Reason abstractly and quantitatively. 3. Construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others. 4. Model with mathematics. 5. Use appropriate tools strategically. 6. Attend to precision. 7. Look for and make use of structure. And 8. Look for and express regularity in repeated reasoning. The Level 1 Eureka Math Squared curriculum has 6 modules with 28 topics. The 6 modules include Unit 1, Counting, Comparison, and Addition. Unit 2, Addition and Subtraction Relationships. Unit 3, Properties of Operations to Make Easier Problems. Unit 4, Comparison and Composition of Length Measurements. Unit 5, Place Value Concepts to Compare, Add, and Subtract. And Unit 6, Attributes of Shapes, Advancing Place Value, Addition, and Subtraction. In Module 1, Counting, Comparison, and Addition, students progress through 4 topics that help them to organize data to make counting and comparison easier. These topics include Count and Compare with Data, Count on from a visible part, Count on to add, and make the same total in varied ways. Students progress from collecting data by answering questions, sorting sets, and making observations, to deepening their understanding of the equal sign and recognizing that the expressions on both sides of the equal sign have the same total. We use a variety of share tools in this module. One major tool we use is the 10 frame. For example, in our topic, Make the Same Total in Varied Ways, students use 10 frames to show how you can make the same total using different numbers. For example, we have 5 plus 5 equals 10, and 7 plus 3 equals 10. In Module 2, Addition and Subtraction Relationships, students progress through 5 topics that help them to notice relationships between addition and subtraction through word problems. These topics include Reason about take-from situations, Relate and distinguish addition and subtraction, Find an unknown part and change unknown problems, Find an unknown part by using addition and subtraction, and Represent and solve comparison problems. Students progress from solving result unknown problems to making groups equal in comparison word problems. One tool used often in this module is Unifix cubes. For example, in Topic A, Reason about take-from situations, students use Unifix cubes to model subtraction word problems, such as 8 people are on the bus, 2 people get off the bus, how many people are on the bus now? And then they will write their subtraction sentence. 8 minus 2 equals 6. In Module 3, Properties of Operations to Make Easier Problems, students progress through 5 topics where they learn to use the unit of 10 to make simpler problems by decomposing addends and grouping them in any order. These topics include Make easier problems with 3 addends, Make easier problems to add, Make easier addition problems with a linear model, Reason about 10 as a unit to add or subtract, and Make easier problems to subtract. Students progress from working with 3 addend problems, where 2 addends are partners to 10, to analyzing 3 addend problems and deciding the best way to solve them. A new tool introduced to the students in Module 3 is called a number path. This tool is used to help students to make a 10 and then add. For example, to solve 8 plus 5 equals unknown, students will start at the number 8 on their number path, then count how many hops it takes to get from 8 to 10. 1, 2. They would then break apart their 5 into a 2 and a 3. They know they added together 8 plus 2 to get 10. Now they will add the other 3 to get to 13. 1, 2, 3. So 8 plus 2 equals 10, plus 3 equals 13, or 8 plus 5 equals 13. In Module 4, Comparison and Composition of Length Measurements, students progress through 3 topics where students explore units within the context of measurement. These topics include direct and indirect length comparison, length measurement and comparison word problems with measurement. In this module, students progress from understanding aspects of measurement without focusing on numbers and units of using word problems about length to mastering comparison of word problems. In Module 4, a new tool is introduced that is used quite often, centimeter cubes. We have here some centimeter cubes. Students use these cubes to measure and compare different objects. For example, in Topic A, Direct and Indirect Length Comparison, students measure different objects in their workbook and write how many cubes long each object is. In Module 5, Place Value Concepts to Compare, Add and Subtract, students progress through 5 topics where they develop an understanding of the base 10 system as they compose and compare numbers. These topics include grouping units in tens and ones, use place value to compare, addition of 1-digit and 2-digit numbers, addition and subtraction of tens, and addition of 2-digit numbers. In this module, students progress from building on understanding of tens and ones from earlier models by helping students to develop the idea that smaller units compose larger units to using place value understanding to make easier 2-digit problems. In Module 5, students are introduced to a new tool, an analog clock, as they learn to tell time to the hour and half hour. In Lesson 1, students watch as the teacher rotates the clock from 1 o'clock to 1:30. This shows how the time passes and how the blue minute hand moves 1 notch at a time. That represents 1 minute. And the red hour hand moves slowly from one number to the next. In the final module, Module 6, Attributes of Shapes, Advancing Place Value, Addition and Subtraction, students progress through 2 parts that have a total of 6 topics. In Part 1, students develop an understanding of shapes and their attributes by composing and decomposing shapes and understanding part-whole relationships. In Part 2, Advanced Place Value Understanding through 120, add within 100, and solve more complex word problem types. These 6 topics include attributes of shapes, composition of shapes, halves and fourths, count and represent numbers beyond 100, deepening problem solving, and extending addition to 100. In Part 1, students progress from describing and naming 2-dimensional flat shapes by defining attributes to composing and decomposing shapes and relating their work to basic fractions. In Part 2, students progress from working with 3-digit numbers from 100 to 120 in various ways to learning how to make easier problems by decomposing one or both addends and combining the remaining parts in the 2-digit addition equations. In Module 6, students are introduced to 2D and 3D shapes. In Topic A, Attributes of Shapes, students identify solid shapes and compare them to flat shapes. For example, the square and the cube. Students will look at the 2 different shapes and decide what is the same, such as the square face, to what is different. The square has 1 face and the cube has 6. Each module is filled with a variety of tools used to help students engage in the lessons and grasp the skills being taught. I introduced a few of these tools to you in this video that are used often. However, there are many more, such as personal whiteboards and markers to solve problems, class workbooks and home workbooks where students continue to practice the skill at home, as well as the tool of each other, as they spend a lot of time working together as partners and in small groups. These tools really allow the students to grasp the skills being taught and stay engaged in the lessons. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope it has helped you to better understand the major grade level focus in first grade, which is units of 10, and how the 6 modules containing 28 topics helps to reach this focus. I am dedicated to help my students master the 8 standards of mathematical practice and prepare themselves to become second graders. The use of the many share tools throughout the curriculum is really helpful in keeping my students engaged in the lessons and enjoying what they are learning as they are mastering new skills. Thank you again for watching.